Welcome to Toffee TV. It's the Everton News Daily. Marco Silva has held his press conference today ahead of tomorrow's game against Brighton and Hove Albion at Goodison Park. Not loads to report from it. Injuries-wise, Everton looking pretty healthy. So Phil Jagielka and John Joe Kenny will miss the game with light knocks. Phil Jagielka obviously probably wouldn't take part anyway. John Joe Kenny is obviously, people have maybe suggested, should be replacing Seamus Coleman in the team. Will obviously not take part. Mason Holgate maybe replace him on the bench. So that's it. Apart from that, we've got a pretty strong looking squad at the moment, which is really exciting, which is opening up possibilities now of players pushing other players for their positions. Mina obviously has been mentioned quite a lot because of the fact that Kurt Zuma will be missing next week's game against Chelsea. The manager was asked about the possibility of him possibly starting tomorrow. He said, we take one game at a time. Why should we think less of Brighton by changing the team? He did say, but certainly hints that because of the game next week against Gormaria at Goodison Park in the Sports Payser Cup, that could be an opportunity for Mina to get a game under his belt before the start against Chelsea. He said he was ready to play, so he said it didn't really make a big deal of the fact that he hadn't played yet or needed a game before we went to Stamford Bridge. So you never know though, he might surprise everyone and start the game tomorrow. But the Gormaria game is a good opportunity because I think Everton will play a strong team in that game. They are, I believe, contracted to play a first team, so obviously there's a lot of players at the moment who are not taking part, and it'll be a good opportunity. And the likes of Mina, it'll be a really good opportunity for him to play Goodison Park, and before that game next week where he will likely play and start against Chelsea. He was also asked about deals, loan players. Obviously Kurt Zuma I've just mentioned, and Andre Gomez Kurt Zuma's obviously played a lot more game time than Andre Gomez, but he mentioned the fact that the possibility was brought up about bringing them in permanently, and Marco Silva said that's something that in the new year they'll know a lot more about. Andre Gomez has obviously mentioned how happy he is at playing at Goodison, how happy he is at the club, and how unhappy he was at Barcelona, and I imagine he doesn't really want to go back to Barcelona. Does that mean he's staying at Everton? Well, we won't know. Barcelona will want a pretty hefty price for him, and certainly wanted a pretty hefty price for him in the summer. If Everton want him, they're just going to have to pay the money, aren't they? But what we've seen of him so far, he looks a really, really good player, and we'll have to see, hopefully in the next couple of months, how much he progresses, how much he fits into this team, and whether Everton will want to keep him. And hopefully his form will increase and he'll get better to the point that we will want to keep him and Kurt Zuma. He was asked about Richarlison and a centre-forward position, whether he still, is looking at him as a centre-forward. And Marco Silva said he's training as a centre-forward every day. He's not saying he won't go back to that left-hand side, but every day he's training to get better as a centre-forward, which maybe now what he's obviously looking to continue at him as in the team. Obviously having the advantage of having the likes of Bernard, Ademola Lookman, and obviously Theo Walcott available to play in those wide positions. He wants the pace of him over the top. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully Cenk Tosun will keep knocking on the door. Hopefully Dominic Calvert-Lewin will keep knocking on the door and will want to play in that central position. It's all good. This is what we want. We want players pushing each other in every single position. Again, he was asked about Theo Walcott's form, and that Ademola Lookman is Ademola Lookman pushing Theo Walcott, and he said he's pushing both of those positions. He's pushing for the right and the left, and it's he replaced at Old Trafford Bernard, so he could play either side, and those players have got to be on their top form and keep working hard. I don't know. I've got a sneaking suspicion tomorrow we might bring Lookman into the side. I don't know which side he'd bring him on, but I've got a feeling he might use this game as an opportunity to switch it up a little bit. That'll be really interesting. And as I said, this real opportunity in this team with so many players. You know, we've got James McCarthy, I think, who played 90 minutes in the week. You've got real opportunities now for players to push each other, and this squad is getting better and better, and players are pushing each other, and it can only be good for the team. And as I said, Go Mario next week, that'll be an opportunity for some of these squad players to show again what they are capable of. And as I said before, you've got the likes of Phil Jagielka now, who started the season as the centre back in the team. You don't even bat an eyelid now that he's not available for the weekend. So that's it's all good. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Really looking forward to the game tomorrow, to see Everton really have a go at Brighton. It'll be a tough game, really will, but hopefully enjoy the game tomorrow. Everton under 23s have played tonight. They've played against Brighton down there, which is weird, isn't it? Why isn't the fixture up here? Yeah, it's a bit weird that. But Everton have won 2-1. The game has literally just finished. Marcelo scored early on, and Josh Bowler scored a second goal with 5 minutes to go. Brighton did get a goal in the last minute, which made it a little bit nervy because it seemed like the last minute, but the referee played about 5 extra minutes. But they've gone 4 points clear at the top of Premier League 2, which is fantastic news. So hopefully, that mirrors maybe not the score, but the result for tomorrow. 3 points for Everton. That's all we want for tomorrow. Which is, as I said, fantastic to have Everton win tonight. Hopefully Everton win tomorrow, and we can all be positive and happy for the rest of the weekend. There you go. This has been the Everton News Daily. Make sure to keep an eye out for the match preview, which is already out, starting 11, and Road to Glory, which is out as well. Go and watch those videos. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.